What's up, guys? Okay, we're looking at the new air rifle that I got. It's the Gamo Bone Collector Bull Whisper 22 caliber. It's kind of a mouthful. And I've already painted it and added this rifle sling to it. Got it sighted in. Just kind of getting used to shooting it right now. I'll go over the features of the gun. Like I said, it's a 22 cal. Break barrel, obviously. This is an IGT, so it has the inert gas technology for the piston instead of a typical spring piston. And they say that it lasts longer, and which I don't really know why that's a big deal. I've not really heard of many spring pistons that are like breaking and wearing out on people, but apparently this lasts longer than those even. So they say it's more powerful, but according to the chrony tests I've done, that doesn't appear to be the case. They say it's smoother cocking action and that you can cock it, leave it cocked for longer without worrying about it damaging anything. It's pretty hefty to cock it, so I wouldn't say it's easier to cock. They say it's smoother, so maybe that's the case. And I just assume that you can leave it cocked for a long period of time, which is good, especially when you're hunting, because you definitely don't want to sit there and cock it right when you see an animal. So you got to walk around with the gun cocked. The barrel, the other Whisper guns, like I have the Silent Cat Whisper, and it's got kind of the silencer looking thing on the end. But this one, it's built into the shroud of the barrel. So I think just the end is the actual suppressor. Excuse me. And then it's all hollow back here, allegedly, and it forces the gas back, and it's supposed to work that way. This is actually louder, as far as I can tell, than my Silent Cat. So I don't know if it has to do with it being a 22, or it's the IGT, or if these silencers don't make much of a difference, but it's still pretty loud. So I have another 22 Springer, which I'm kind of comparing this one to. It's a Hammerly Storm, I believe. It's kind of a cheap gun, but that one is about 710 feet per second. This one, I chronied it pretty much the same, about 710, 720. Of course, Gamo advertises this at 950 with PBA, but the PBA it's crap in my opinion. I tried to shoot around and it just flew off into 4 inches off target, so I didn't even bother to continue shooting that. And even when you use the light ammunition that they base their velocities off of, you still don't get the numbers that they do. I doubt I could even get over 900 with PBA on this. So they're advertising 950. It even says it on the top here, yet I get 720. But 720 in a 22 is still pretty good for an air rifle in my opinion. So I won't really complain that it's not a powerful gun, because it's definitely got some power to it. It has the SAT trigger, the smooth action trigger. Again, I was a little disappointed because compared to my Silent Cat, which has the same type of trigger, the trigger seems a lot harder. And the gun seems a little more hold sensitive than the other. So you got to really be careful how you're holding it, and really focus when you squeeze that trigger, because it's going to want to jump on you. So, I mean, it's not bad. it's I don't want to say crisp, but it's got an interesting let up on it. I haven't tried adjusting it yet because they put a weird screw in there and I don't have the bit for it, so I haven't tried adjusting that yet. Now it comes with a 4x32 scope, just a cheap Gamo brand scope. And all the reviews that I looked at on this gun, a lot of the problems were with the scope and the mount. So I just figured right off the bat, get rid of the scope. So this is a Hammers brand scope. This is a good one. It's 3x9, AO, mil dot. Pretty much everything you want in an air rifle scope. Because of the complaints about the severe recoil, which this does have a heck of a recoil, I will say that. So much to the point that when you pull the trigger, you actually get a little sting in your finger because so much vibration comes through that it rattles through the trigger into your finger. They do have this butt pad here, which you can take the rubber inserts out, these things. That's actually the wrong slot, but so you can make that a little softer. It's not really like a firearm recoil issue, that's not really the problem. It's just the general vibration of it. And they say that the IGT is supposed to be less vibration. I don't know if it just hasn't been broke in yet or if the vibration is worse, but it doesn't seem to be better, that's for sure. Anyways, getting back to the scope. So it comes with this single mount instead of the dual scope rings. And I just figured that that's going to give you more grip, just be a little more stable. And it's also got the stop in the back that you screw down, so the scope's not going to move on you when you shoot it. But the thing is, it has to be right there, so to get my relief right, I had to push the scope all the way forward. Normally, I mean, you would kind of center the adjustments right in the middle, but in this case, I had to kind of push it forward. And it's a really great scope. Seems to be holding up well. As far as the rest of the rifle, been doing some shooting with it. It appears to be pretty accurate. Again, as long as you get the hold sensitivity down. Once you get used to that, you're going to be shooting at least quarter-size groups at 20 yards. So it's pretty good there. On the butt, it's got kind of feels like almost like hard leather. I mean, it's rubber, kind of a plastic rubber, but it's got the texture of leather. And then it's got these inlays, texturized rubber inlays on the foregrip, which are pretty nice. It's kind of it's a little bulkier that way, but it feels good in the hand. The rifle itself is actually fairly lightweight too. I forget what the exact weight is, but it's not too cumbersome. And then for the sling, I opted to go with this style, which is just a single shoulder sling. So basically you put your shoulder in here, so it's hanging off like this, down like under your armpit. Your armpit's right here and it just hangs down your side. So this is on the top of your shoulder, and I just did the cobra weave and used some 750 cord and a kind of a lark's head Prussic style knot around here to hold that on. Holds up real good. Didn't really know how else to mount a sling to it, just because it's got this kind of funky barrel shape. So I've used this type of sling on other guns, and it actually works pretty good. I'm tall enough to where it can hang down and it's not going to drag, the muzzle is not going to drag on the ground. So that gives me a nice sling option, and I can just draw it up real quick if I'm out hunting. I don't have to worry about pulling it off my shoulder and whipping it around. So yeah, the safety, let's just push that forward. The thing I like about it doesn't automatically engage every time. I'm not a big safety switch type person, so if I can just leave it off and then cock it, and I know some people probably say that's unsafe, but keep your finger off the trigger until you want to fire and you'll be fine. And I've had issues numerous times with guns that have automatic safeties, and in the heat of battle, so to speak, I sit there, cock it, aim at an animal, pull the trigger, and the safety's on, and I have to disengage it and start over again. Half the time the animal's gone by then. So this can just turn off the safety, leave it off, and you're good to go. The camo I did, just kind of a generic woodland desert style. Didn't want to go too dark with it because I had to tape off all the black first of all. So that took a long time. But just wanted kind of a cool looking camo design, so I just did it like this. I used like 4 different types of paint: tan, beige, green, and brown. And I think it looks pretty good. The stock itself is a green color, actually pretty similar to this green, and then the barrel's black. Metal parts are black, so normally it's green and black, and I like to camouflage all my guns, so that's why I did that. The top view of it, and I taped off the areas on the scope where it actually has numbers so I can see those. I figured since the black rubber's showing through that it wouldn't look that bad with the black showing there. So I got this, the price was like $195, and I actually got it from Walmart through their website because they had free shipping. And I didn't realize it, but apparently they don't even do it like Pyramid Air or Amazon. They don't put it in another box. So the UPS guy comes and he's sitting there holding the Gamo box, and it's got the picture of, like skull and crossbones and the whole picture of the air rifle on the box, which is ridiculous because if they were to leave that out, imagine that sitting on my doorstep if I wasn't home and people walking by and seeing like a gun box laying there. It's like, come on, people. And the box was all beat up, and I was surprised the rifle wasn't damaged, to be honest, because there's only like a couple pieces of styrofoam in there, and it's just in the box, and those package handlers throw these things around, so I'm just glad I got here in one piece. But I don't think I would go through Walmart again for any type of air gun if they're not going to bother to package it right. Trying to think if there's anything else that I missed on it. We covered the velocity, so it's about 715 feet per second with Crossman Premier hollow points. So to kind of recap the pros, I like the look of it, I like the feel. It's pretty powerful, pretty accurate. It's got the IGT, so you can leave it cocked. The adjustable trigger. I don't know if maybe these are cons then, like the silencer or sound suppression system. It appears to be pretty loud, so I would say it's a con. It's pretty loud. So either that's not working or it's a really loud gun to begin with. But either way, it's still pretty loud. So it's even louder if you shoot the PBA. The recoil, like I said, the recoil is pretty abrupt. So that would be another con. The trigger wasn't as smooth as I would have liked it to be. Hopefully that'll loosen up as time goes on. So I don't know if that's a pro or a con, if it needs to be adjusted. The inlays, I think they'll stay on there. They worried me that they could like chip off or pull off, so I'm not sure on that, whether that's a pro or con. I do like the adjustable butt pads, so you can take that rubber out. You could even drill holes in there and put pellets in there and store pellets or something in there, so that's kind of cool. But that's about it. I'll probably end up doing some follow-up videos with it, maybe something hunting related once I get my first kill with it. I want to take it out squirrel hunting this year, if I can get out there. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the Gamo Bone Collector Bull Whisper 22. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.